Greetings and aloha. Greetings and aloha. What's going on? It's Mike from LiveMyAssOff.com. I have a new phone, new to me. I have Gracie's old phone. I couldn't be happier with my new hand-me-down because it's got picture in picture. And I haven't had this for like 5 phones. And you would think, you know, this is just a pretty simple technology. You should just be able to, yeah, well, it doesn't work that way. So anyway, I'm on my, this is either an Oppo or a Vivo, same company, basically, but nonetheless, oh, anyway, yeah, so I guess I gotta do that. So I'm trying this for a number of reasons. One, the first is to show you where we're staying here in Cha'am, basically where we always stay, which is Lumpini. Oh, I can even zoom in on this part. Oh, this is a really neat phone. And Lumpini Beach Park, right here on, I guess, Cha'am Beach Road. And what happens in the evening, or during the day, there are people selling fish all the way along here, and then in the evening, there are people selling dinner, and then they will set up tables and chairs similar to that over here. And then, as you probably know, most beach cities in Thailand, this gets set up during the day, and it's even more so in, and they do it just like this guy's doing. With the exception of Wednesdays here in Cha'am. Wednesdays is a, effectively, it's sort of, historically it was referred to as the beach cleanup day. And every week, on Wednesday, they remove every single one of the chairs, all of the umbrellas, and there is no sales of anything on the beach. So I want to take a look at this and show you this is what also occurs here in the mornings. And it occurs several different ways, and the result, the goal, is to get seawater up into buckets that they then put the seafood in up there. And they either do it this way with the mighty Briggs & Stratton and a pump, or this pump sends water to a giant water tank on the back of a truck, which is actually what that is right there. So this guy has 2 huge tanks, and they are on the back of his truck, and he will fill them. And then what he does is he drives up and down the street all morning long, providing water to all of the people that have buckets that are going to put their seafood in. This whole thing here, all the way, not all the way, but a significant amount of distance along the beach here, was installed. They started installing it about 2 years ago. A little bit before that, actually. And if you remember, or if you're new to the channel, and I know that I'm not doing the picture-in-picture like super correctly, but I really don't care. So hopefully you don't care either. You're more interested in the osh than me. But the problem, and they did a fairly decent job, and in fact they even, you know, like made the lips on these things. They did a pretty good job of like doing the thing, and there's sort of, you know, gravel there, not just flat concrete. The problem, as I see it, is that in between sort of the, you know, the way where I walked down there, the entry and exit, is they've got these super rough edges, which also allow a significant amount of rainwater to get underneath, which then basically just perpetuates its crippling. And they haven't seemed to have spent any attention units on fixing it. In fact, actually, if I were to walk down the other way, Gracie and I walked down the other way last night, and it's even worse. There's like rebar all hanging out here, and so I'm not quite certain why they did that. It's one could argue it's better here with this, and I suppose, I mean, they went down significantly below the sand thing here. There's like probably 2, if not 3 more steps. Yeah, we can kind of see sometimes where they come through. You know, because of the wash, right? They want to make sure if the sand goes out with the water, then obviously there's still stairs there, and ideally the seawater doesn't get up underneath the stairs. decay was underneath, and then of course you've got limited foundation. I guess I'm not really used to doing this. I also don't have a selfie stick, so I'm using my arm. I'm curious how the Mike Somerville Memorial Caffeinated Arm video is going to end up. Your opinion of it. I have not turned on anything like stabilization on this phone, but I'm quite certain that Gracie had. However, when she gave it to me, you know, you did the whole like delete everything, reset factory kind of thing. And so that's what's been here. Now the neat thing is that, so this is a, actually I can't remember the letters, but it's like an Oppo 5 something. And like a lot of phones on the market today, a lot of them use the letter, or use the number 5 in the model, with the desire to do exactly what was done with this one, which is have Gracie believe that she was buying a 5G phone, because of course she was buying it in 2021, so obviously it's a 5G phone, right? Nope, it's a 4G phone, which again is totally fine, and it's actually all that will work down here in Cha Am anyway. There is no 5G penetration where we are here at the beach. It probably has made its way to Hua Hin, not certain. It's definitely everywhere in Bangkok, but that's probably your experience in your major city, wherever you're watching this. So she has this 4G phone. She now has a 5G phone, which meant that I got this 4G phone, which is fine. I mean, I'm totally okay with 100 megabits, you know, to my hand. So a couple things I wanted to share. A lot of times I come to the beach and I have gratitude attacks, and I'm likely to have one. However, I'm also a little bit melancholy, maybe. There are certain things that I always have done when I've come to Cha Am, be it with Gracie or alone. One of them is walk on the beach and have a gratitude attack, so I'm expecting that, for God's sake. The other thing is to call my mentor, my sponsor, my very, very good friend of more than 25 years, about 25 years, Bill. Check in with him, leave a message, that sort of thing. And unfortunately, as some of you may know, that man passed away. And that was a real sad thing for me, because that was the guy that I went to. He provided an enormous amount of value in my life, and our relationship began as sort of like a spiritual guide, but then it transitioned into co-workers effectively in a business that, you know, we both started, but he sort of ran it, and it was a sort of, you know, 51% him, 49% me kind of thing. And that was an amazingly fun project, and it still runs today. The publicity of it is significantly limited, but at the end of the day, that was an amazing thing for us to engage in along the way. And he's 25 years my senior, or was. He's now exactly my age, and I speak with him up here regularly. But you know, I didn't call him this morning and leave a message, as he's passed on. And I was thinking about that, because what I do is, we traditionally will stay at that condo, is, you know, so I know, like, I have a thing, you know, I get up and I have my coffee and I sit on the balcony, and we've rented multiple condos in there before, so the one we're at right now, as you might guess, every place, every building has infinitely more vacancy than it has occupancy, so it's pretty quiet, but because it's so incredibly quiet, it's the infamous you can hear a pin drop, and, you know, people, to no fault of their own, in the normal course of living in a condo, you drop pins. So now, can I move this? Oh, I can move it during the, oh, technology. That makes me happy, as technology should. Weird though that I can't go all the way over to the right. That's interesting. Anyway, so my arm's gonna give out, but I wanted to share that, you know, the changing of, well, the future, and specific to me losing a very good friend, and just to be clear, like, it wasn't instantaneous. It was like, oh my God, huge shocker. This friend of mine had ALS for the last basically 5-6 years. And you know, if you know anything about ALS, you know that, sir, you've got ALS, and saying, oh yeah, you've got 6 good years to, I mean, that doesn't occur, right? It's, you've got ALS, and once it kicks in, you got about 3 years. And so he did one of those, you know, he outlived the medical estimation. From my viewpoint, the quality of life, at least as I define it today, was not there, at least for me. But nonetheless, he was always in a huge amount of gratitude, which motivated me and educated me on how to be in a whole bunch of gratitude, and I did that. And but nonetheless, as I was walking from the condo down to the beach this morning, which is usually the time that I pick up my phone, I call and I leave a message, that didn't occur. And I knew ahead of time that that wasn't going to occur. So I don't know if I had gratitude attacks or I had a sadness attack, and I teared up a little bit as I was thinking to myself, you know, that's not going to occur today. But then I thought, well, I'm not the only guy in the world that's ever lost a loved one, and I will probably lose several more over the course of my life. And people who label me as a loved one will lose me at some point as well. So this is part of the process. But I suppose I just wanted to share it with you because I can tell you that as I do this, selfishly, this is very helpful for me, so thank you. And as I said before, you know, if you're not living the dream, you're doing it wrong, okay, and then occasionally I will say, you know, if I can help with that, let me know. And that doesn't mean, oh, Mike, I'm $10,000 in debt. It'd be really great if you could cut me a check for $10,000. No, you guys know that doesn't work. It doesn't solve problems. That solves incidents, which then there's the recurring problem. Many people that are $10,000 in debt, the minute they get debt-free, they're like, whew, I have so much credit available right now, I should totally, you know, right? And they don't even do it consciously. They're just like, well, I paid off all my debt. What do I do now? Well, you know, if I get in a little debt, as long as I don't get as much debt as I was before, you know. And guess how I know that? Because I do that. I've done that. I've done that. Let's just say I haven't done that in a while. But that doesn't, you know, don't forget yet, YET just stands for you're eligible too. So that could happen for me in the future. Anyway, my arm's giving out because I don't do this regularly. But what I wanted to do is once we finally got to the beach that we haven't been, a beach that we haven't been to in a long time, I wanted to share this with you guys. Welcome you to the morning, at least as Cha Am Thailand defines it. Sorry. And I want to say that I hope you're living the dream. Because if you're not living the dream, you may not have thought a solution, sought out a solution. And I hope you do. So I'll talk to you soon.